The ministry's budget performance, that is from January to September 2024. Your bids and priorities for the 2025 national budget. The ministry's proposed revenue sources, looking specifically at domestic resource mobilization. We all know that there is shrinking fiscal space. And we are looking at what other means you are proposing for us to raise revenue. And we know you are going to make your presentation, but after your presentation, we also expect you to give us your written submission. This, what I have said, is going to apply to all the institutions that are here. We expect professional presentations. I was chatting with some of my honorable members here to say, if you look at the ministry and all the departments, listen. So, and we then go to the next stage where those who are going to represent the ministry, those who are going to represent their departments are going to take. So before we start with the Minister of Finance, maybe you can update us where the PS is.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I submit the apology for the PS who is out of the country on the official business. He will be back here. Maybe in a week's time, he should be back. Regarding the issue of members not having been invited to attend the strategic planning workshop, the ministry submits sincere apologies. There was a serious oversight. It has been discussed at ministry level to say this was a serious omission which should not be repeated. We sincerely apologize on behalf of the ministry. It was a serious oversight, and we hope that in the future, members of the relevant channels are invited to attend such crucial workshops. Our sincere apologies, Honorable Chair, honorable members.
Chair, I just wanted to, we understand you said the concept is out of the control of official business. What about the other chief delegates? Why are they not here?
Through the chair, we have got acting chief director, Ms. Mpuri, who is supposed to lead the delegation. Other chief directors are out on other business as well. Like Mr. Takasha, to be more specific, is attending some issues at OPC.
Yeah, why we are worried? Last year, this time around, we started off with apologies. And the Minister of Finance is the anger ministry. Everything revolves around the Minister of Finance. And we would want the business of Parliament and the business of the country to be taken seriously. So, there are quite a number of issues where we would need answers. And we don't want people who don't have the mandate to respond on behalf of the ministry. So I'm sure those who are going to respond will take the business of this parliament seriously. So, I think for the sake of progress, honorable members, this is what we are getting from Mr. Finance for now. Unfortunately, as a committee, we are not happy because last year, this time, we caught the same situation where literally all the critical directors were not there. And the resolution that we came up with, we said anyone below director level is not acceptable. And you want people who are able to answer policy questions. So for the sake of progress, let's start with the oath-taking process. Maybe we just start from Mr. Charles and then we just...
I, Max Friday, for the chance, so that they will that I will give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I will transfer that I will do as the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Kobakashe Dada, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Catherine Zobu, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Romeo Kariza, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth and the whole truth and nothing else but the truth. So help me God. I, Nespo Kasembura, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God. I, Professor Janabu, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Calvert Mujoma, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Pastor Ramaka, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Zolda Sakala, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I, Timothy Kambasha, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth, so help me God.
I, William Sirero, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So I hope you.
I, Okos Nyao, do swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the whole truth. So I help you God.
I, Kitchenetti Zawanda, do swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
Point of clarity, Honorable Chair. Point of clarity.
Yes, Honorable.
Yes, I just wanted to find out if you specified that only those who are going to answer, the one who are going to take it off. Like
Yeah.
yes, okay.
I, Bernard Mpuriri, swear that the evidence that I will give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. So help me God.
I thought you would find somewhere strategy to distinguish. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we can start our consultations. As I've said, this is part of 2025 national budget consultations, and we are focused on the issues that are presented in the budget strategy paper, the issues that came out from our consultations, and we would want to see how the ministry, the departments, the agencies are going to fit into the national agenda. In terms of what we are looking for, I've already specified. We are looking at the budget performance from January to September, and we want to also see your needs and priorities and the proposed revenue sources. So it's over to you, Mr. Mokore. I understand you are the head director.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the invitation. In terms of our presentation, I will hand over to our finance director who is going to take us through our budget for 2024 as well as for 2025.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable members. Our presentation is based on a paper, a document that was approved by the Permanent Secretary as well as the Honorable Ministers, except for the tables that might be in the document, but otherwise, because everything else has been approved. The first part of that document, which I would, through the chair, will ask colleagues to share with the honorable members here present. We've got some, I think, we've got adequate copies for the members, so that this is we present, they can also follow. The first part of our document this establishment with a total of 212 members, and it costs 341.
Yeah, just not sure that you speak on critical issues. The rest of the issues, I'm sure, will, yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would like to say the minister has got 5 programs. That's the minister of this 5 programs, mainly policy and administration, economic planning and investment promotion, national budget formulation and implementation, then public accounting, compliance and reporting, and the 5th one being financial sector supervision and regulatory services, with 12 sub-programs under the same. You will find as we present that against these is where most of our costs are directed or emanate from. Coming to the performance of the ministry in 2024, with all the achievements during the year under review, those with the document, that's on page 4 of our document. According to the statistics produced in 2024, the ministry, so the economy registers a 5.3% growth in 2023, and is set to register a decent 2% growth in 2024, and the figures will then come in 2025. The ministry managed to disburse 76.2% of the 2024 budget by end of September. We also successfully hosted the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, and ZECON conferences during the same period, during the year. We, the municipality, to review 127 transitional financial statements submitted for the year 2023 in line with international public sector accounting standards, out of the expected 214. The ministry also launched the Intergovernmental Fiscal Transfers Administrative Manual. Also managed to mobilize resources amounting to US 18 million for cancer equipment through the sugar context tax. Just to inform the honorable members that the procurement of the equipment is a work in progress as we talk. The minister is working with the Minister of Health on this one.
I think it is important for the Minister of Finance to share a soft copy so that we are able to follow what is important.
Through the chair, I don't know how I'm going to, maybe Ms. Shkura, is Ms. Shkura? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The minister also produced the 2024 midterm budget, economic review, and 2025 budget strategy paper. Furthermore, the ministry successfully hosted 5 international investment conferences. That's in China, in the United Kingdom, and also in South Africa. Other achievements pushing the country from the adverse effects of the climate change through subscribing to the African Risk Capacity Sovereign Drought Insurance. Yes, a payout of $16.8 million was made in this benefit to 1.7 million vulnerable citizens. Further, facilitated continuous engagements with creditors on arrears clearance in preparation for the November high-level structured dialogue platform meeting. In addition, managed to aggregate a database of verified applicants under the Global Compensation Deed and the resolution ratified as bypass to facilitate payments. Further, improve the budget transparency score from 59 to 63 out of the 100 on budget transparency in the open budget survey. In addition, I need to train more than 1,600 officials from the 214 interest implementing entities. Also improve the national payment systems integrity. In addition, launched the capital markets handbook for the visually impaired to understand capital markets. Successfully implemented and launched tax and revenue management systems, that's the terms. Trained 264 executives and 208 risk champions on enterprise risk management in ministry departments and agencies. Trained 256 internal auditors in risk-based internal auditing and sub-audit modules. Also conducted 3 induction workshops for audit committees. Then it launched the similar drones in the same year. Then lastly, managed to list companies on the VFEX, the Victoria Falls Exchange. So in terms of these are their achievements. The budget that supported the achievement by program is as follows. Our expenditure at the end of the period up to 30 September 2024 with a total expenditure of 74 million, which is 101%. In this case, we are just trying to say there was an over expenditure. How it was financed, it was through the virements from other programs or sub-programs, but mostly within the same program. For program 2, we had 68% of the expenditure as at 30 September. For program 3, we had 60% expenditure as at the same period, 30 September. Program 4, 39%, and program 5, 13%. On average, our expenditure at the end of the period to 30 September was 60%. According to the economic classification of the same, we had the compensation of employees spending 52%, use of goods and services 108%, our grants, the deceased taken 72% of the total budget allocated. Other expenses, that's 2%. Acquisition of non-financial assets, 3%. Maybe I can highlight that in terms of acquisition of non-financial assets, the expenditure is quite low because the process is now involved to take a little while before the funds can be released and paid accordingly. The procurement processes are taking much longer, and there are some changes in the same system. Acquisition of financial assets, nothing to date. Then capital grants, we seem disbursed more than what was allocated as per the budget given. I think this is the performance in terms of the budget for 2024. Our strategies in innovation for 2025. In pursuit of its mandate, the ministry intends to implement some strategies is here in underlisted. The first one is to enhance provision of demand-driven goods and services. The second is foster a culture of continuous improvement, enhance stakeholder engagement in collaboration on economic policy, then strengthen tax administration, broaden the tax base, promote performance-based budgeting, prioritize debt repayment, configuration of the public finance management system to produce IFRS compliant financial statements. Then standardization of financial reporting in internal audit procedures. The other one is strengthen implementation of financial literacy programs at all levels. And then development of friendly financial products for the marginalized communities. And the last one, conduct reviews and researches on best practices in improving financial inclusion and financial stability. We then come to the municipal priorities for 2025, with the first program being policy and administration. Under policy and administration, the first priority is employee empowerment, where we look at capacity building. The key activities that are going to attract a budget cost is the senior management training in IRBM, and then team building, which includes workshops and conferences. Then the second priority is strengthening automation of business processes, and the key activities is automation of internal business processes, budget development, work planning, and rebate process. Then the third one in priority is the provision of demand-driven goods and services, the activities, construction, ZITF, exhibition hall, procurement of motor vehicles for operations, construction or purchase of a building. That's office space for the ministry. Currently, we are in serious challenge regarding office space for the ministry. We don't have space anymore for our staff. Then the asset management. Disposal of assets, conducting boards of survey and inquiries in the names of offices, vehicles, and the office equipment. All this would attract a bigger chunk of the budget. Then foster a culture of continuous improvement, under which we've got the following activities: research and development, exhibitions, Zimbabwe Agricultural Society, and then Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. We need to go and exhibit. Then outreach programs, also that's another area. Then strategic planning, mentoring, evaluation, also coming under the key activities under the culture of continuous improvement. Under program 2, which is economic planning and investment promotion. The key is to enhance stakeholder engagement and collaboration on economic policy formulation and investment promotion. Key activities under this development of national development strategy 2. That involve consultation workshops, drafting the plan, printing, and then later launching.
So this is, as I mentioned, we may not want you to go bullet by bullet. Just try to fix problems, also other stakeholders who are supposed to their presentations.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would rush on to program number 3, that's the National Budget Formulation and Implementation to strengthen tax administration. That's another key area with listed activities. Then program 4 will focus on public accounting, compliance, and reporting. Under this, we need to strengthen financial control systems in ministries, departments, and agencies, and also automate the audit function, as well as standardize the financial reporting in internal audit procedures. We come then to program 5, which is financial sector supervision in regulatory services. Key priorities: strengthen the implementation of financial literacy programs at all levels, and also develop friendly financial products for the marginalized communities. Then lastly, strengthening financial stability and integrity. That's the key priorities under program 5. The budget, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, for the ministry in terms of the ceiling so far allocated is 3,753,788,000. This is against a bid of 14 billion. This bid includes salaries. With those watching with the document, we do have the breakdown of that budget ceiling, which shows that in terms of the wages, we have got 46 going to the ministry, 46 are million to the ministry, and that's the wages in cash, and then in kind, 12 million. Then grant-aided institutions, that's our partners that qualify for support, we do have 2.1 billion. Then we do also have the acquisition of in the current, that's for the Apex, 790 million. The chart on page 13 just show the ceiling distribution by program. We will just not trying to analyze of the amount given spread throughout the period is given by Treasury and said this is what we do have, which the ministry is pleading for support from the honorable members and the honorable chair, but if something could be done to at least increase the budget bills from where they are, where, for example, financial sector supervision is with 12% currently against its, that's the ceiling against the budget bill. And the other low one is the public accounting compliance and reporting with 25% of the bid was given under the ceiling. And then the national budget formulation and implementation, that 1% is the ceiling against the bid. So in a nutshell, that's the allocation of our program. Then based again that the further analysis by sub-program as we proceed. Against the same, our parastatals, honorable members, through the honorable chairman, need to know that of the budget of 3.7 billion, 82% of that budget is going to the parastatals. And of the 82%, that's on page 16, you find that ZIMRA takes 85.6% of the 82% that's allocated to the parastatals. On page 7, we see that ZIMRA requires, according to their bid, is priorities that we need to attend to in 2024. So it is the ministry kind request that if honorable members could try and lobby for additional resources so that at least ZIMRA, being strategically positioned as it is, will be adequately funded to ensure effective collection of revenue for the entire nation. We also have got our Zimbabwe National Statistics Agency, ZimStats, which requires the total budget of, according to their bid, of 2.3 billion. This is meant to achieve the following, among other things. In they want to carry out the 2025 economic census. Also, that this is now on page 18. They also want to take on board the household budget survey. That's the second one. The third one, agriculture and livestock survey. The fourth one, multiple cluster indicator survey. And the fifth one, baseline survey on Zimbabwe's competitiveness. And then the sixth one, renovations of the other house, which is the current the building that they need to now move to once it has been renovated. Then the other parastatals are qualifying for the bill of our ZIPARO with the 29 budget bid against a ceiling of 25 million. Then Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe, their bid is 60 million, and the 6 million against a ceiling of 1.8 billion against a ceiling of 100 million. That's for the bank. And then what new babe on the block, the Institute of Chartered Loss Control, these do have a bid of 9 million against a ceiling of 9 million. Among other things, they need to, this all refer to startup costs, procurement of furniture and equipment, motor vehicles and other things. in the office space. That's why they are bid for now. And it is the ministry's view that once set up, they should be able to sustain themselves through other means. So it should not continuously recur. The request should not continuously come. The last one is the International Financial Services. The bid here is 30 million, but given the budget size or ceiling size, nothing has since been allocated, but it is crucial that at least something be done to ensure that they can also contribute to the development of the nation. Honorable Chair members, I submit and I thank you. Maybe before the relevant parties also do have their submissions that are detailed to support their bids. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Sada. I don't know if there are any additions or subtractions from the team. Any additions or subtractions from the team? Otherwise, honorable members, I think this is the presentation from Minister of Finance, and we are looking at the budget performance from January to September 2024. Mrs. Zata, I'm sure you can understand why we were saying you were supposed to invite the committee so that we understand the various programs. Program number 1, you were talking of police and administration. Program number 2, very important, economic planning and investment promotion. Program number 3, national budget information and implementation. The rest is their support services. But in terms of why we are there as a ministry, we are looking at economic planning, investment promotion, national budget formulation, and implementation. So, honorable members, you have heard the presentation, and I think we may want to do some interrogation in terms of their performance, their bids, and how aligned they are to NDS1, how aligned they are to the theme of the budget strategy paper. It's over to you, honorable members. I want to find out what is the GDP. Because obviously the revenue target is a percentage of GDP. The degree to which the government of Zimbabwe is able to collect revenue is dependent on our understanding of our GDP. So I'm sure the team is complete. Guide us, I think we don't have time. It seems that you want to assist. This Rubanen doesn't know the GDP.
Honorable members, so the GDP of the nation as at December 2023 is 133 trillion. Is that the in US dollar, this converts to, it converts to 35 million.
What?
Yeah, because for us to understand the figures, I know this finance, their capacity to collect revenue is a certain percentage of GDP. And I'm sure we need to interrogate from there. So this is why I asked the GDP for Zimbabwe. And I want answers from Minister of Finance. I'm sure you will see when the team is incomplete. So, Madam, please. So So do we need some memo on that so that we can get some answers from the peers? Honorable members, I'm sure we can try to move forward. But as I said from the beginning, we expected seriousness from the anger ministry.
So, through you, Chairperson, the question that you raised is an important question. It's unfortunate that the ministry is not able to give us answers on it because it has ramifications even in terms of debt. You know, when we want to look at whether the debt that we have is sustainable or not, we have been having back and forth conversations with the ministry in terms of the statistics. But in the absence of the GDP, it becomes very difficult for us to know where we stand in terms of debt. It is unfortunate that the officials of the ministry are not able to give us this statistics. I just wanted to put it on record.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. We're just opening our documents so that we give you the correct statistics. In terms of GDP, I don't know whether you want for 2024 or for 2025, but I will give you the two figures. For 2024, our GDP, expected GDP is 96.9 million seed. Then for 2025, yes, 96.9 million seed. It's 96.9 trillion.
96.9 trillion.
Yeah, 96.9 trillion.
In the US.
And in terms of 2025, it's 102.
In US, the 96.9 trillion.
I don't have it in US. I think we need now to apply the exchange rate.
But Honorable Chair, I think it's important that ministry officials have these figures on their fingertips. Because it doesn't help for them to start phoning the office and asking what are the figures, and now we're asking in US dollars how much is 96.9 trillion, they can't even tell us. I think it's important that when they come here they are fully prepared so that they're able to answer every question which is asked by honorable members.
Thank you very much. I think as a follow-up to that, these are 2024 and 2025 figures that they're giving us. Are they projections? Because I'm sure we've already calculated that GDP for 2024. Are these projections or what? We wanted to know maybe as of September. It seems that as of September, how the GDP was back. I think that is more informative, unless if you are saying these are projections. That's number one on the top.
We are honorable Matsanika. Again, we are going into another challenge. You remember we spoke to the minister to say they needed to involve the committee in coming up with a macroeconomic framework. These GDP figures are coming from the macroeconomic framework, where you are looking at sectoral analysis, all the sectors, you come up with the projections, and then you come up with the forecasted figure for GDP. So where we are going now, we are already going into the macroeconomic framework, where again they decided to say they can do it with help of percent. Are you able to respond to Honorable Matswanya's question?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, these are protections.
Yeah, I think I don't think they are very much useful to us under the circumstances because we wanted to know the real capacity that we have. Projections are subject to change because whenever you make projections, there are underlying assumptions that you make. For example, you can make say to say we are going to achieve so much GDP when the exchange rate is stable. It's an assumption and many other assumptions. So I don't think they will actually add value these projections. We're actually concerned about what happened in 2023. And most probably for information sake, going into the future, I think now that Zimbabwe is 85% dollarized under the circumstances from the official sources, can we also have those figures in United States dollars so that we can be able to check them as time goes on? Yeah, I think that's my suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, honorable members, let's try to focus on the agenda. I know you now know where we are. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Mine is a quick one. So, as I've been playing with figures here, I tried to convert the 96.9 trillion into US dollars. The figure is still in trillions. When I was given a figure for 2000 by December, was 35 billion USD. This jump is too big. If you can calculate. And if I'm not wrong, it will be 3 point something trillion. A jump from December 2023 of 35 billion. I don't trust the authenticity of the figure.
No. You are correct. I think it should be next trillion billion.
What, 31? 32 billion.
No, it should be.
What?
Honorable members, I think for the sake of progress, we all got the midterm presentation which was done by the Honorable Minister. I'm sure we are trying to interpret what we know. What was presented by the Minister, the new budget figure after the conversions from to SIC, it was 96.9 billion. So it's not trillion. Yes.
Billion.
Yes.
Which is equivalent to what in dollars?
The dollar will divide the 100. Yes.
It's billion, not trillion.
Yeah. So, honorable members, let's look at the budget performance and then we quickly go into the bids and the priorities. Obviously, I would want the honorable members to take into account program 2 and 3, which I think those are the core mandates of the ministry. Yeah, you can also check Paku. I think the presentation is there now. Yeah, Mr. Mpuri, I just wanted to find out, you said by end of September, you displaced the 76.2% of the budget. But we are having problems with two ministries and one item. I think it's only devolution. When we went out for budget consultations, it seems like the 5% constitutional provision that we are providing for devolution is just an allocation figure. But when it comes to disbursement, I think so far it's probably less than 1%. I wanted to find out where we are. Is the 76% also going in tandem with the devolution figure to say that devolution figure is literally on 76%? Because we seem to be having problems. And we are also getting a report that in Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education and Ministry of Health, their budget utilizations are very low. Maybe you can educate us on that. Because probably that 76.2% is a result of an outline where we've got one ministry. When the midterm review was done, there's one ministry which had gone up to 200%. So probably the 76.2% is because of the weakness of the law of averages.
Thank you, Chair. In terms of the 76%, this is the global utilization. But I think if you would allow us, we would then give you we will then submit after we go to the office in terms of breakdown to say devolution, they've used so much, then the various ministries and departments, because these are just aggregated figures which are not broken down. Yes, but I can say in terms of Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education as well as health, their absorptive capacity is a bit on the lower side. And as you may be aware, Chair, we have been trying to assist them for them to increase the utilization rate.
Sorry, I'm slightly confused. We want to assist them to increase the absorption? Say that again.
We are saying, yes, we have an allocated budget, but ministries have to draw down on their budgets.
But Chief said, would the hospital fail to draw down to the capacity? That doesn't make sense. I think that maybe what we want is, why don't we go by both? Let's look at line by line what the various ministries have been allocated. The figure of 76% is misleading. It's not actually truthful because it doesn't actually speak to what is happening on the ground. So let's give you an opportunity to give us a breakdown by ministry, and then we can correlate together and see what the actual average is. Because this one is not realistic. I think we are aware of ministries that are struggling. Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, but I think this thing has been going on for a long time. You say ministries are not absorbing their allocations. For me, I don't understand, like what the other honorable said, I don't understand the reason why monies can stay into a bank account while women are failing to get blood when they are giving birth in hospitals, while there is no Panadol in hospitals, and ministries are failing to draw down that money so that they buy blood and Panadol and ambulances. You know, there's shortage of ambulances, and so I don't understand why this thing, because it's persistent. All the time we hear that ministries are not absorbing their allocations. There's no uptake. How does that happen? I'm failing to understand.
The more the question is indeed that the ministry itself is actually stalling or making it so hard for these other ministries to get the allocations? Because it appears as if the Minister of Finance turns down the programs of other ministries, saying it's not urgent, it's not necessary for now. Okay, because it defies logic to see a Ministry of Social Welfare as of 30 June 2024 utilizing a mere 6.4% of what is allocated. It means there's something wrong with the program-based budgeting process. Where exactly is the problem? I think it's very important. That's what it is. Is it that there's some bureaucrats at the ministry? Or is it that the ministry has a final say on who is going to get what and who is going to demand the money or what, regardless of what Parliament has approved?
Chair, maybe our apologies. When we came here, we came thinking that we are coming for the budget for the Ministry of Finance, not as treasurer. So I think if you would allow us, we would then prepare appropriate questions on the treasury aspect of the Ministry of Finance. Because here our focus was on the budget for Ministry of Finance, not the national budget per se, in terms of performance. So that's why you see us, we're not prepared for the aspect of that nature.
Yeah, well understood, Mr. Mkurundi. But for us, we are dealing with all your programs as presented in your strategic plan. I'm sure even in the presentation that has been done by Mr. Zaka, it covers all your programs. And even these questions are coming from your successes. Yeah, I would have wanted to add also, when the Honorable Minister presented the mid-term review, he said Minister of Finance in terms of budget utilization, I focus on your ministry, was on 84.8%. But if you go to page 5 of what you presented, utilization is now 60. You check page 5.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, then check the mid-term review. There's a table that is there. There is 84.8%. Yes, Honorable.
Chair, I wanted to suggest, like Honorable Butcher said, the truth of the matter is that the Ministry of Finance came unprepared. And I think there's need for them to go back and do proper things and then probably come to us so that we then allow, it's unfortunate, we're not doing the reverse. We now go to the entities that fall under their purview. Yet, as a parent, you actually set a very bad precedent. But I think under the circumstances, Chair, the best thing is for us to actually shift and go to the departments.
Honorable members, what's your take on that? Yes.
Yeah, I want to second Honorable Msholiwa's suggestion, because given that you are asking questions in relation to what you are given here in this presentation, and the others now are not in line with what is here. So it means the ministry is not prepared enough to answer questions. So I propose we take the Honorable Msholiwa way through the
Yeah, thank you so much, honorable members.
Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think the Chief Director clarified, because he said when they came here, they were not representing Treasury. They are just representing the other side of the finance department. Sometimes the Minister of Finance is like two ministries, Treasury and the finance operational side. So I think they are coming here to let us know what they want us to help them to lobby Treasury to release money. That's what they come here for.
Yeah, that is well understood. But honorable member, when we are dealing with the Minister of Finance, we are dealing with the whole country. We are dealing with the whole country, and I'm sure over the years, this is how we have been doing it. And for me, if Minister of Finance is going to say this is going to be the total budget, in terms of our capacity to raise revenue, I should know the GDP. Yeah, I think that's basic. So if the ministry doesn't know the GDP figure,
Through you, Chair, I think we provided the GDP. And we, even through our core circular, we communicated the GDP to the line ministries.
Yeah, I understand that, but we are taking a position here because I know there are a lot of questions that are going to be asked. If Mr. Sada said there is program 2, we obviously want to understand what we are going to do under program 2. And if there is program number 3, we obviously want to know what is going to be done under program number 3. And program number 2 and program number 3, they focus on national issues. Program number 1, yes, it is specific with what you do as a ministry, but program 2 and 3 will ask a question there. If you say you were able to come up with the intergovernmental fiscal transfer manual, surely it's not for your ministry. They are asking very questions that has got a national stage. Yeah. Are we having other contrary voices?
No.
A request was 9 billion. Was it 9?
The bid, total bid.
Yes.
40.
Yes. And now you were given 3.25.
3.7.
3.7.
Yes, that's including the.
Yeah, so when you understand the activities.
The 60% here, it's not like what was presented by the minister and this one at Valence, but the issue is there are some figures under treasury that are not captured here in. So we have just focus on the parastatals, what was given to them for the period up to 30 September, and what was also drawn by the ministry. So we find that we had to leave outside some other, because we did not take the other expenditure that is not included in this.
When do you think it will be ready?
Honorable Chair, honorable members, maybe if we could get this, all the specifics, then we can come back by Thursday.
The specifics are as shown in your programs. Program 1 to program 5. We will not deviate from your programs. As you presented, we ask the questions. Economic planning and investment promotion. We ask the questions. These are your operations. Yes. National budget formulation and implementation. We ask the questions. Public accounting, compliance and reporting. We ask the questions. Financial sector supervision and regulatory services. We ask the questions. So that's our brief as you presented.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. given the comments coming out, even if it, but of course we need now to consult the other police that are not here present, say, are they able to be, to come, or even it's calling people from wherever they are, so that at least you can even make it even tomorrow or Wednesday. The latest will be Thursday. But I'm still guided by the number of chair and members, whether Thursday is too okay or it might be too far.
Honorable members, can we push it to Monday? Yes.
Yeah.
Monday next week.
It's not noted, Honorable Chair and the members. I think it will give the ministry ample time to address most of the issues.
I know in your communication you had proposed a test.
Correct, yes, Honorable Chair, sure. Yes, we wanted more time to prepare, Honorable Chair.
So we are giving you more time. Next week, March.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. You are excused.
Thank you.
Next is Zimmer. You just summarize radius 25 kilometers. Then a mama, I'm still going to airtime. It's a successor. Because we have been to all the borders and we know which house. What's that? What was it? I'll push a time within a day. Mr. Chatimba, fight time. And I need to sit down with the other one and I just don't go for no.
Thank you so much, Chair, and again, good afternoon, colleagues. Chair, I want to put certain things into perspective for this meeting. We came here as Zimra occasion by a letter which was written by the Clerk of Parliament addressed to the Prime Minister, which is Minister of Finance. And in this letter, it was going through the letter to see whether we are also prepared as Zimra to respond to you. When we were consulting around the administrative issues of this meeting, we thought we can be here as a support to the Minister of Finance in terms of what they are presenting and whether the minister would want us to then put in some flesh. Sorry, the MPs would want us to put some flesh in explanations. Ordinary chairperson, we are aware that when Zimra is invited, we get a specific letter that says Zimra come and respond to these issues. So like I'm saying, Chair, this letter is addressed to the ministry and we thought we were coming to support. What has been presented by the directors, there is an input is there from Zimra. Because we met last week on the invitation of the Minister of Finance to input even the document. Because our officials were there at the Minister of Finance. So the drones issue, the terms that were reported chairperson, I want to believe that was part of our input in the document. So essentially, Chair, given the letter, we are not trying to say we don't want to respond to this forecast house, no. Just looking at the smartness of how we want to hold the meeting. And I'm saying we thought we can here as support system to the Ministry of Finance. So we are going to be prepared papers to present to this, to this honorable meeting. We thought we just going to support and then comment around the presentation. If it is so wishes the honorable members to also then give us specific terms of reference, which we also need to come also fully prepared for that. We do have our figures to stick to, but maybe the depth of this information may not really cover what our honorable members want us to bring out.
Yeah, honorable members, honorable chair.
Chair, I'm actually taken aback by that response from Simba, because I think this is an annual event that happens year in, year out. The Simba invited here under the purview of the Minister of Finance to look on the budget performance, your bids for the next year. And I think this is the standard, and that's what we expected you to do. And Chair, if the process from Zimbra is to say that they came and prepared, just like their parent. Then it may be prudent, then also ask them to come on now.
Chairman, I think therefore it's prudent that we end today's meeting and allow the ministry and its sons and daughters to go back and prepare. What we'd like to do is to interrogate your budget, and if you are not prepared, we are reasonable human beings, we want you to go and prepare. But we look forward to being with you on Monday. We'll spend the whole night with you. But to such a time as we are satisfied we're all doing the right thing. Yeah, so I think in terms of procedure, I want honorable members, we should allow Minister of Finance to present first. They come up with the presentation, and then after that, the departments they can come in. So let's give them up to Monday, and I'm proposing, if it is possible, let's change our starting time, start at 10, so that we'll get enough time. But otherwise, Minister of Finance and the parastatal of another Minister of Finance. I think I want to reiterate this. We are dealing with national issues. This is a budget that is supposed to see us through the NDS-1. NDS-1 is implemented through these budgets. And under the budgets, we've got your programs and projects. So really, for the Enga Ministry to come here unprepared is doing a disservice to the country. So I'm hoping that on Monday, when all of you come here, you will be ready to deliver on your mandate. We cover all the issues. These figures are supposed to be your fingertips. So we will still expect Minister of Finance to present first. And then last year, Mr. Govari was there. He presented the full budget last year. I think it was the Commissioner General. Bullet by bullet last year. Yeah, so in as much as you are going to support your ministry, but I think you also want to, there are quite a number of issues that we have heard from Zuma. So I don't think we can support those if we don't even know what you are requesting. Yeah. So let's meet on Monday, and we are making it 10 o'clock, I think. The venue will see if this one is still ideal. I think we may need to relook. But let's meet on Monday at 10. Can you give us a closing prayer?
Father, we thank you for this afternoon meeting. We ask you, Lord, to continue to guide us as we build deliberative matters that have to do with the finance and economic development of this country. We ask you, Lord, give us wisdom, even for the meeting that will happen on Monday.